Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really getting into an extraordinary life, an unparalleled career. Asha Bhosle.
Absolutely. A name everyone in Indian music knows, but her reach, her actual influence, it goes so much further.
Yeah, exactly. So our mission today, using the fantastic sources you sent over biographies, articles, analyses,
Yeah.
is to unpack how. How did this one voice become such a global powerhouse?
Right, and defined by such incredible versatility
Mm,
and grit, really.
totally. We want to get the story behind, well, frankly, a mind-blowing achievement, recording more songs than any other artist
Yeah.
ever.
It's almost unbelievable, that Guinness World Record.
It is. You hear that and you just have to know more, right?
No.
So that's our jumping off point for this deep dive into her legend.
Sounds great.
Okay, let's unpack this, starting right at the beginning. Asha Bhosle, born Asha Mangeshkar, September 8, 1933, in Sangli, Maharashtra, India.
And her family, steeped in music. Her father, Dinanath Mangeshkar, was, a big deal himself, a famous Marathi theater actor, a classical musician.
And the siblings. Wow. Especially her elder sister, the legendary Lata Mangeshkar. I mean, that's like musical royalty right there.
It absolutely is. And you have to understand the weight of that heritage, but also the shock of her father's death in 1942. That was devastating.
Yeah, I read about that. A huge blow personally, but also financially, right?
Completely. It threw the family into real hardship. Suddenly the main earner, the artistic guide, he's gone.
So singing became, well, a necessity.
Pretty much. For young Asha, just like for Latu, it wasn't just about passion at first. It was about survival, supporting the family. That kind of early struggle, it definitely builds resilience, a certain toughness.
You can see how that pressure would shape things. Her playback debut was incredibly early, 1943, a Marathi film called Marja Bal.
And playback singing, for anyone maybe not familiar, it's huge in Indian cinema. The actor lip syncs to a pre-recorded track.
Exactly. And Asha would become, well, the queen of it.
Yeah.
Then just 5 years later, 1948, her first Hindi film song, Sawan Aya for Chunaria.
But it wasn't an overnight success story in Hindi films.
No, not at all. That's the thing. For years, she was really in the shadow of her sister, Lata Mangeshkar, who was just immensely famous.
It's hard to imagine, isn't it? Being that talented, but having your sibling be that big.
Right. How do you even carve out your own space? How do you not just survive that comparison, but actually thrive and become distinct?
It's a great question, and it really speaks to her inner drive, her artistic core. Many singers might have just faded or copied.
But she didn't.
No. The sources suggest that even early on, she wasn't trying to be Lata. She was already finding her own sound. Lahana's voice often had this sort of pristine, almost ethereal quality.
Yeah, very pure.
Exactly. Asha's delivery, even then, it was often a bit more assertive, maybe bolder, sometimes even a little defiant, you could say.
Interesting.
And maybe her willingness to take on songs that Lata might have passed on, for the second lead or the vamp character that actually became her advantage.
Like a training ground.
Precisely. It forced her to be versatile from the get-go. That period, differentiating herself, that was the real seed of her incredible range later on.
That makes sense. And that really started to blossom in the 50s and 60s, her breakthrough years. This is when she starts working with those big-name music directors.
Ah, yes, pivotal relationships. These weren't just jobs, they were collaborations that really shaped her sound.
Who were the key ones early on?
Well, O.P. Nayar and S.D. Burman were absolutely crucial in defining that early signature style.
How so? What did they bring out in her?
O.P. Nayar, for instance, his compositions often had this rhythmic complexity, almost playful syncopation. Asha didn't just handle it, she brought this swagger to it, a more open, maybe slightly westernized vocal feel.
Okay, yeah. Different from the more traditional sound.
Very different. And S.D. Burman, he saw her agility, he pushed her, got her experimenting with different textures, different genres, folk, classical hints, you name it.
So they really helped forge her versatility.
Absolutely. They were creating a new kind of soundscape with her, highlighting her unique talents, and frankly, pushing the boundaries of what female playback singers were doing then.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me, thinking about the actual songs. Those O.P. Nayar hits are just timeless, aren't they?
Oh, completely.
Like I Maherbeen from Howrah Bridge in 58. That song just oozes cool sophistication.
Perfect example of that Nayar Asha magic.
And then Isharan Mine from Kashmir Ki Kali 64, or Jaya Aap Kahan Jayeng from Nir Sanam 65. Just classic.
That's full melodies, but with her distinctive flair.
But then the 70s and 80s, R.D. Burman, that pairing was just Electric.
Oh, absolutely legendary. That collaboration, which, also became a marriage later, was a creative force like few others in Indian film history.
It really changed the game, didn't it?
Totally. They produced this incredible run of hits that didn't just top charts. They often blew the doors off musically. R.D. Berman was fearless, throwing in jazz, funk, rock, electronic sounds.
And he needed a voice that could keep up.
Exactly. And he found that in Asha, probably the only voice bold enough, agile enough to handle those sonic experiments. Her energy, her audacity sometimes, it just matched his innovation perfectly.
Creating sounds that felt so fresh, so modern, maybe even a bit rebellious.
Definitely rebellious for the time. This period really cemented her image. Not just versatile, but adventurous, fearless, almost like she was the vocal embodiment of R.D.'s musical exploration.
And the hits. Man, you just think of Dum Maro Dum from Hare Rama Hare Krishna's 71. That wasn't just a song. It felt like a whole mood, right? Psychedelic rock vibe.
An anthem, groundbreaking stuff.
Or Pia Tu Ap Tu Aja from Caravan, also 71. Her vocal gymnastics in that track are just, wow.
Electrifying, showcase her improvisational skill brilliantly.
And then the flip side, the pure romance of Churulia Hai Tumne Jo Dil Ko from Yada and Ki Barat in 73. So playful, so charming.
So it's a range again, doesn't it?
It really does. These songs, and countless others, they just hammer home her ability. Romantic ballads, sultry cabaret numbers, classical-based songs, folk tunes, pop tracks. She could do it all.
And convincingly, that's the key. It never felt forced. The same voice, but embodying such different worlds. It's pretty astounding.
What's truly exceptional, as you say, is how deep that versatility went.
Yeah.
Even within just her Bollywood work. You mentioned classical.
Right, like in Aankhon Ki Masti from Umrao Jan in 1981, that's a ghazal, delivered with such classical finesse, such deep emotion. You feel the character's longing.
Beautiful song.
And then she could just pivot completely. Think about Aao Huzur Tumko from Kismet back in 68. That's pure cabaret, almost jazzy, sultry.
A totally different persona.
Exactly. It wasn't just about hitting the notes. It was like she was method acting with her voice, embodying the emotion and the character of each song. A true vocal chameleon.
And it didn't stop with Hindi films or even just Bollywood style.
Not even close.
The fact that she's sung in over 20 languages. I mean,
Right.
just think about that. Indian languages like Marathi, Bengali, Gujarati, Punjabi, Tamil, but also English, even Russian.
It's staggering. It speaks to a truly global reach, long before we talked about crossover artists in the way we do now.
Yeah, she was connecting with audiences way beyond India, across cultures.
And that linguistic skill, that adventurousness, it led directly to some fascinating international collaborations, too.
Right, like with Boy George?
Yeah, Boy George, Michael Stipe from REM, the Kronos Quartet.
Wow, Kronos Quartet, that's serious musical territory.
Absolutely. And these weren't just novelty duets, they were real artistic meetings. With Kronos Quartet, for example, they explored contemporary classical compositions rooted in Indian traditions.
So she was introducing her voice, her heritage, to completely new global audiences.
Precisely. It cemented her status not just as an Indian icon, but a truly international musical figure. Her talent just transcended borders.
So it's really no surprise then, is it, that a career like this is just loaded with awards and accolades?
Not at all. It's only fitting.
We started with it, but it's worth saying again. That Guinness World Record. Most recorded artist in history. Thousands and thousands of songs.
Mind-boggling.
It's spanning over 7 decades. Just think about the sustained output, the continued relevance.
It's incredible, and the major awards really underline her cultural significance in India. The Dada Saheb Phalke Award in 2000, that's India's highest cinema honor, kind of like their Lifetime Achievement Oscar, recognizing a massive contribution.
Huge deal.
And the Padma Vibhushan in 2008, the second highest civilian award in India. That shows her impact goes way beyond just entertainment.
Plus the Film Awards.
Right, 2 National Film Awards for Umrao Jan and Aidazat, 7 Filmfare Awards for Best Female Playback Singer, which is amazing, plus the Filmfare Lifetime Achievement Award in 2001. Her peers, the industry, the nation, they all recognized her immense talent.
And her personal life, the sources mentioned, also played a role in shaping her art. Her first marriage at 16 to Ganpatral Bhosle. Sounds like it was difficult.
Yeah, it was reportedly troubled, and they eventually separated. Much later, of course, she married R.D. Berman.
A powerful creative partnership there, too.
Immense. They were together until his death in 1994, and she has 3 children, Hemant, Varsha, and Anand Bhosle.
How do you think those personal journeys, the struggles, the partnerships, the losses, How did they feed into her voice, her expression?
Well, that early pressure supporting her family, it built that resilience we talked about. But
Mm.
maybe it also fueled that vocal fearlessness, that refusal to be boxed in. You hear a certain emotional honesty, maybe even defiance in some early
Yeah,
songs.
you can feel it.
And later, that intense creative and personal bond with Artie Berman, it clearly sparked some of her most boundary-pushing work. It shows how personal connection can really drive artistic evolution, right?
Definitely.
The joys, the sorrows, it all seems to pour into the performances, giving her voice that depth, that relatability that connects across generations.
So bringing it all together, what does it all mean? When you look at the sheer volume, the diversity,
Hmm.
over 12,000 songs, 7 decades, it's almost too big to grasp, isn't it?
It really is. Asha Bhosle isn't just a singer, she's an institution, a musical institution.
She didn't just sing the songs, she changed the game.
She absolutely redefined playback singing in India. Before her, singers often got stuck in certain styles, certain types of songs. Asha just shattered that. She showed one voice could do everything.
Which must have pushed composers too, right?
Right.
Knowing she could handle whatever they threw at her.
Exactly. It encouraged adventurousness. She brought this dynamism, this modern edge that was revolutionary. And connecting that to the bigger picture, her songs aren't just history, they're alive.
Still influencing people.
Absolutely, inspiring new singers, resonating with new listeners. Her melodies are woven into the very fabric of Indian culture. But her constant evolution means her legacy isn't stuck in the past. It keeps moving. It's a masterclass in innovation, really.
Wow. What an incredible story we've traced today. From that young girl singing to help her family to this global music icon holding a world record, it's just a profound testament to talent.
Yeah. But also resilience, creativity, and that constant drive to evolve.
Truly remarkable.
So this leaves us with a thought, a question for you, our listener. When you think about Asha Bhosle's incredible adaptability across genres, languages, collaborations, her absolute refusal to be typecast,
Hmm.
what lessons can we maybe draw from her career about embracing versatility and constant evolution in our own lives? How might that kind of openness lead us to make our own unique, lasting impact?
Something to ponder.
Definitely something to think about. We'll leave you with that until our next deep dive.